Welcome back to One Piece Anime Re-Review episode number 69. Yep, we're falling on to well, this was technically the fourth batch of episodes. This is the start of it. Yeah, because basically, ever since Zoe Island came out, they always release these things in series of like two batches for some strange, like batches of 12 episodes apiece. Zoan, I get it, but Whole Cake, I'm not really sure what was the reason for this. But this is the start of the fourth one, which took up episodes 819, 830. This was the fourth set. We're discussing the first four, so here we go. Now, in the case of this, we kind of have some just abrupt conclusions to some plot threads. Well, they kind of get wrapped up here, mostly. We're kind of getting past the first quarter point, could say, of this arc, because we're finally getting some characters back together to be separated for a while. Now, in the case of Carrot and Chopper, who's with Brule and Diesel, well, they basically are, in these episodes, they're just basically there just to conclude, like, several plot threads. And that's it. They'll do meet up with one plot thread, which I'll get to in a minute. Then in the case of, let's start with Brook, however. Brooks, his fight with Big Mom does wrap up here to a point where he kind of loses, and they kind of strip him down to his underwear, where they couldn't find anything, but they couldn't find where the paper was, but I know where it is, but I'm not going to say where it is. So instead of basically punishing him for breaking into her vault and making some time to everybody, they're really interested in that. So then of course, Pudding asks basically to go see Big Mom in, well, her room. And of course, it explains something with Raja. Everything is all good and forward. And that's it. That's it for Brook here. Yeah, Brook doesn't do, like, he's there for, like, the start of this particular thing. And then doesn't do very much at all. I'll get to Sanji last. Well, then we have the continuation of the fight between Barrington Mongo and Pedro, which gets pretty intense over the course of, like, a couple episodes. We slice him in half twice. And he's about to develop his third form, and he's like, screw this. He brings a whole sleeve of dynamite. And he's about to love, and all of a sudden, poof, here comes Carrot. It's like, Pedro! And he's like, what the heck? And of course, thing lets off, and he pulls Pedro back into the mirror where he's like, what is going on here? And they kind of wrap up Pedro. And Pedro's now with, well, Chopper and Carrot for a while until they run into what happens next. In the case of Luffy and Nami, well, sorry for them, they get out. After Hopper gets knocked out, Jinbei tries to get him out of the book. First, use Fisherman Karate. That doesn't work. He's like, since it's a book, burn the damn thing. Yes, burn it. Yep, and it says Nami's clothes were, ripped anyways. She probably doesn't want to be in that clothes, probably because those clothes are dirty anyway. So she proceeds to take a man's overalls and just take them off him and put it on herself. And she wears that for a little while. And by the way, she's not wearing a shirt. Yeah, Nami is running on shirtless, wearing nothing but probably her underwear, probably her panties, and, well, the overalls and her high heel sandals, along with her Clemente, which somehow she's able to keep that for some reason. Yeah, it's not really explained here. So Jinbei is now Jinbei has said that he's actually given up. By the way, before I continue here, they actually give an explanation of why Brook's power doesn't work on Zeus, Prometheus, and Napoleon, because the soul pieces for them don't come from other people. They come exclusive from Big Mom, which means they're stronger than everybody else's. Okay. And of course, well, Pedro does scratch Prometheus. Prometheus is fine currently. Last time in the anime. So he gets a bandit put on him. Of course, he's crying about it later. So after that book, Luffy goes and fights off various forces. Jinbei takes Nami with him on his back, fights various people, and all of a sudden, like, Chopper hops out of the mirror with Brille on his back. He gets shocked for basically by accident, and then Jinbei is pulled directly into the mirror. Yep, Jinbei, along with Nami. So that kind of abruptly ends their little plot thread. So basically, they converge with those characters, explain the fact about happened about 5 years prior to events of the present day stuff of the series. where what happened with the roulette wheel, and it's a good thing you didn't. And that's it for that one. In the case of Luffy, I'll get to Sanji. He actually does progress a little bit here. So in the case of Luffy and Sanji, they're kind of intersecting how many of each other. In the case, so let's start with, let's say, Sanji. I want to start with Sanji because Luffy does meet up with Raiju. First, we have Sanji just basically knocks out Gar, takes the Raiju in the room where Raiju is, or basically he kind of debriefs her exactly what Pudding told her, because Pudding, even though she doesn't remember it, like, remember how you shot? I thought a soldier shot me. No, it was Pudding. And he basically explains everything. The fact that Pudding override her memories. Yeah, so basically after explaining, well, that to her, then of course he goes walking off, thinks what he's going to do, and then he proceeds to kick one of the Big Mom pirates out and think he's rebelling. And that's it for him. Luffy, meanwhile, takes a couple brothers. One beats really easily. The other one takes a bit of time, beats him. And then he gets outside the whole cake and he runs to Raiju. And, well, happy to see him, of course, he needs food. He's like, nah, I need Sanji's food. Then he jumps out the window and, well, trying to race to the rendezvous point, which, by the way, they even show a close-up of the area. It's still, all those soldiers are still knocked out, and the tree is still chopped in half, which we're going to see that probably soon. And, of course, Luffy's racing away to get there, and that's it. That's all we have for these 4 episodes. So, lots of progression here. It feels as though we're basically wrapping up the first section of the whole cake stuff, because everybody's meet up with each other now. Though they have to start up another plot thread here with Big Mom holding Brook hostage. That doesn't last too long, by the way. That lasts maybe for a couple episodes. That doesn't last very long. Luffy and, of course, Luffy runs with Sanji. That doesn't take very long either, which I'm definitely looking forward to that one. Those are the big plot threads we have right now, alongside with the upcoming wedding. Yeah, we have those two plot. We have Luffy meet up with Sanji. There's a plot thread for that one. There is, of course, the big group. They're going to rescue Brook, probably. There's still more plot threads here, but if you think about it, the only plot threads that kind of conclude here is Page versus Barrington Mongo. That's one. The other, of course, is, well, Brook versus Big Mom. That's real. Oh yeah, the other one is basically Nami and Luffy inside of that book. That's the only plot that wrapped up here. Yep. But yeah, not much to say these 4 episodes. They're really good. I can't wait to discuss the rest. And as of right now, thanks again to 822, I have exactly 32 episodes left to go. But it might be later before I get back to this one. Okay, so that's episode. This is going to be the first of 6 straight videos, which could be 2 comic corners, along with 3 manga video. At least, let's see. I think it's like, yeah, it's like two comic corners and 3 manga videos left, along with this. Basically, overall 6 videos. But next one's going to be review of D. Gray Man. First time I review that one. We find out exactly my thoughts on those 3 recent chapters for that one. Okay, next video. Bye.